In this video, I wanted to share my first impressions of the TCX Street 3 waterproof shoes. I'm going to go over the price, sizing and fit, safety, feel of the shoes on a motorcycle versus running shoes on a motorcycle, and finally, my recommendation. I gotta say, spoiler alert, I definitely recommend these. Granted, I haven't crash tested them and hope I'll never have to. But just based off of my first impressions, these shoes definitely seem like a win. So as far as price goes, I got the Street 3 waterproof shoes a couple months ago for about $100 on Cycle Gear. They were on sale and I liked the way they looked and the safety features they had. I actually believe they're still on sale at Cycle Gear, discounted at 47% off, which turns out to be about $90 off. I'm not sponsored by them or have an affiliate link. I just think it's a good deal. If you're in the market for these shoes, now's probably the time to pick them up. Now for sizing and fit. As far as sizing goes, I typically wear a size 9 to a 9.5 in women's shoes or a size 7.5 to an 8 in men's shoes. The shoes I'm showing here are my Brooks Ghost 14s, which are in a size 9.5 in women's. For me, it's a roomy shoe. It's not extremely snug, but it's not extremely loose fitting. I also have a pair of Brooks Glycerin shoes in a size 9, which fit perfectly snug. So between a 9 and a 9.5 in women's seems to be the sweet spot for me when it comes to women's shoes. With that in mind, I bought these TCX Street 3 shoes in a size 41. That's like a European size 41, which correlates to a men's US size 8, and they fit perfectly. They're snug around my feet from the ankle to the midfoot, and my toes have a bit more breathing room, which I prefer. I personally like a toe box where my toes can splay and flex as I walk. So for me, the fitment of these shoes at a size 41 in European size, which again is a size 8 in US men's, is perfect. All right, on to safety features, which I'll basically be reading off of Cycle Gear's product page for these shoes. The TCX Street 3 shoes have a reinforced midsole with a Z plate, which balances flexibility with traverse rigidity. This basically means heel-to-toe flexibility for walking, but side-to-side rigidity, which gives the wearer crush protection in the event of, say, a bike falling on your foot, for example. So if you accidentally drop your bike and you go down with your bike and the bike falls on your foot, this should give your feet a bit of crush protection. These shoes also have reinforcements on the malleolus with D3O inserts, so ankle protection. They have reinforcements at the toe and heel. They have a lace closure with an elastic band to store the laces. They have an ortholite footbed with long-term cushioning and high levels of breathability. They have, which was one of my personal favorite features, an oil-resistant Ground Trax rubber sole, which is noticeably more grippy to the ground than your average running shoes. And then they also are CE 13634 2017 certified. This is basically a European standard for protective footwear for motorcyclists. Boots are tested for their height, traverse stiffness, abrasion resistance, and cut resistance. With this certification, boots have to be made with abrasion-resistant materials in Zone A and highly abrasion-resistant materials and protectors in Zone B. And just another note I wanted to throw out for my particular shoes is that I got the waterproof version, so my feet can stay dry in case I run into some rain. For me, that's important as I live in Florida, where it can literally be raining in your front yard and not raining in your backyard. Okay, now on to the feel of these shoes on a motorcycle versus the feel of running shoes on a motorcycle. Besides the significant increase in grippiness of the floor, which provides more stability and confidence when walking the bike around your garage, for example, the materials of the shoes are much more dense and substantial. From my first impressions, these materials are best highlighted when shifting gears. Your foot feels like a solid unit, and you can confidently shift up and down with minimal flex in your shoe. On the other hand, if you were to shift gears on a running shoe, you're not going to feel that firmness and confidence you get with a dedicated riding shoe. Compared to dedicating riding shoes, shifting gears on a running shoe feels floppy, and after feeling what it's like to shift in a real riding shoe, I wouldn't want to go back if I had a choice. Plus, walking a motorcycle in running shoes is kinda sketchy. I really enjoy the grippiness of the TCX Ground Trax rubber soles. It's basically like grip tape on a skateboard, but your shoe soles are the grip tape. It's actually really impressive and interesting to experience the difference in traction. So, recommendation time. Of course, I said the spoiler alert at the beginning of the video that I would recommend these shoes, and I stand by that recommendation. I personally love the way these look. They're not heavy, they don't feel bulky with my riding pants on, and the safety features are great. The price is good, and especially now when they're on sale, it's kind of a hard deal to beat. Oh, and just so you know, I wore these shoes while I practiced on my brother's Yamaha R3, and I also wore them during my MSF course, so that's why this is a first impressions video. I do plan on doing a long-term review of these shoes a year from now, so if you're interested in that, just stick around the channel and I'll see you in a year from now. Until then, I'll be wearing these shoes for casual city riding and during rides where I know I'm going to be hanging out with friends and walking around places. For dedicated riding where I might be riding at higher speeds, like on the highway, and I know I'll just be mostly riding, I bought a pair of Alpine Star Stella SMX6 V3 vented boots. If you're interested in my thoughts on those, subscribe to the channel because I plan on making some videos about those boots as well. Alright folks, that's it for this one. Thanks for riding with me. I hope this video has helped anybody interested in these TCX Street 3 shoes. I certainly have been enjoying my first few rides on them and hope they keep up over time. Thanks again for riding with me, and I'll see y'all in the next one.